Hello, hello. This is Inside the Vibe, episode 5. I think that rhymed, but I wasn't trying. But anyway, I'm Yoru Fitz. I'm here with Dunn. He's an artist, entrepreneur. Um, I think I have everything. I'm not sure. I'm gonna let him tell y'all about himself. Give it over to Dunn. Tell the people, what do you do? Who are you?
So you got it right. Artist, entrepreneur, creative. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I'm from Inglewood, New Jersey, and we here.
We're here.
Vibe certified.
We are here. Check it, check it. All right, cool. So you're an artist. What kind of art do you create? Like, what's your muse, your avenue of expression?
I'll say my main medium is rap, music.
Okay.
But I like the strategy behind it, like coming up with ideas on how to maneuver in certain ways. That's an art.
Yeah,
in itself to me. I like making shit. Like I'll make shirts, hoodies, figurines, little statues, get shit. I just like making shit, you know?
Yeah.
I can curse?
Yeah, you already did. So
Fuck. Nah,
my man wild out. All right, so creating things. I think it's important for everyone to have an avenue of expression. And you say you do that through music, you do that through clothing, and just like creating whatever it is you create. In your kind of walk in these different worlds of creativity, what is your kind of experience with originality? Like, what does that mean to you when you hear the word originality?
Yeah, simply just being yourself. Like whatever you feel you want to make, that's not like, yo, I seen him make it, I want to make that, or I seen her do this way. It's just like, yo, whatever you want to make, and that's like personal to you, and it has like your elements of your being inside of it, that's original, you know?
So what happens if you look into the world, right? And let's say, a younger version of yourself, a younger Dunn in high school or even middle school, you have this identity, this feeling of, I should be like this. What happens if somebody creates that before you're able to kind of self-actualize it in reality, right? But that's who you are.
Right.
Like,
It's,
go ahead.
Yeah, it's funny because in high school, maybe my freshman year, my step pops brought me a pair of LeBrons, soldier joints, but they came in like 3 different colors. So I had the red ones. My his cousin had the blue ones, and it was like, yo, damn, you got the same kicks as me. And I was like, damn, like I went with my people, we picked them shits out. I didn't even know we had them, but it was just a big thing, just that whole day, like we had the same.
Who was the flyest? Because that's who deserves to wear it the most.
I don't remember what they had on, but I had a good fit. That's when polo.
You didn't say that with conviction. I don't know if it was you.
I had the big horse polo. I felt.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
That's a nasty play because I had that too.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, it was my first check ever. Spent $99 on this customized polo shirt with my last name on it. I thought I had it on me, bro. I'm telling you, it was not good. Bad eats.
Damn, it happens.
I spent like $277 at polo.
277.
I remember.
Damn.
And I messed the entire fit up the first time I wore it. So I learned a lesson that day. I also was not original because when I got to school, everyone had the polo on. And you can't really tell the difference between polo and USPA unless you like really.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in it, so.
Yeah. But to answer your question though, I think it comes down to how you're wearing it and how you express it. And if you like feel away, because sometimes it might be a hive mind where everybody just on the same shit. Because I know at one point, everybody was wearing polo, niggas wearing Nautica, and then trying to like compete. But my thing was always like, all right, if they wearing polo, let me try to get the rugby.
Yeah.
Or let me try to get the long sleeve joints that niggas don't got. And
and fashion is so cyclical, just like art. I think the quote is, what is it? Something about art imitating life or something like
vice
that.
versa.
But it's like you see people now wearing like vintage Nautica pieces that we were wearing some middle school, high school, and now it's like these same things that were like $30, $40, $50, hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
To things that at one point you was getting made fun of for wearing.
It's a cycle though, because in the 90s, that's what they was doing. The Tommy Hilfiger,
High waters is cool now. Dad sneakers is cool. Everything is it's all this revolving cycle of what's in is out and what's out is in.
Yeah.
So in kind of looking into all that and fashion, and you said you tried your hand at fashion, you make music, right? How do you think originality can still exist?
Yeah, because I think people get caught up with original and being innovative.
Oh, like so there's a difference to you.
Yeah, because innovative, that's you making some shit that's never been seen before. Or combining two things that kind of don't exist, or they exist separately and you make them.
But not in the manner that you're presenting it to the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just original is just like simply being yourself. If you goofy, be goofy. If you like out there, and that's what you want. I know people that just wear loud clothes all the time. You know what I'm saying? The most outrageous shit. Know people that just be subtle, but that's them. You know, if you're comfortable in that.
Yeah, I mean, that's their style.
Yeah.
Like they developed it within, so it is their form of originality.
Exactly.
And I think that's a good point, touching on originality versus innovation, because innovation is really like the first man who made fire. Like they were seeing like, yo, you know that thing is lighting up, like it's going crazy, and it's like we had never seen this before.
Yeah, or the first person to cook something with the fire, like, yo, watch this, and threw some chicken on that.
Or
shit.
like the first person to like just do anything, like run, like yo, he getting here mad fast. Like it's just you see something that there's no reference point before then. So it's almost like it's like a mind-boggling. But that is, I think that's a good call out, innovation as opposed to originality. So we know that originality is still, it exists. Do you think there's a value to that still in the market of music and just media? Because I don't think I see originality, I would say, champion the way it used to. We've seen proven models, and this is the steps. If you do it, if you have the right look, it can be marketed. Right. So do you think there's a place for originality still?
I do. I personally, I do. But I think a lot of times people get caught up in the, like, for instance, your brain is wired to like reference something, right? So if you see something like, oh, that looks like X, Y, and Z, or that smells like something, or it looks like whatever. So if you hear something that you maybe not be accustomed to, your first instinct is like, oh, that shit trash.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I know Kendrick's last album, they was killing it. Like, oh, that shit garbage. I didn't listen to it like for the first couple months, and when I got around to it, I'm like, damn, how they was killing this? Like, this shit is fire. But you know, it's just one of those things where if you're not accustomed to it, then your first instinct is like, I don't like it.
There's a lot of classic pieces of art, like not even just related to music, that when they first came out, people didn't see the vision. You can even see it you can see it in sports. Like players who first 2 or 3 years, very few people saw it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Warriors, Mark Jackson. I want to say, I don't remember what year it was in their career, but he said that Klay Thompson and Steph Curry would be the best backcourt ever.
Yeah, he drafted him. He was their coach.
Now look at him, right? But at the time, he was getting killed in the media. So it's like when you introduce foreign concepts where there's no reference point, humans they fear change.
Yeah.
So if you're showing me something where it's like, I don't know why you're saying this, I don't understand where it's coming from, our first instinct is to show fear rather than understanding and kind of try to figure out where is this coming from. So I think that's a lot of times why just going with the flow as the proven concept is so kind of, there's less risk.
Yeah, and then now with the internet and all the social media shit, you can see someone doing something and you can see it works. And like, yo, instead of me trying something outside of the lines, I'm gonna do what's working for these people.
Exactly.
So
Kendrick Lamar, I would say he's a pretty good example of originality.
Yeah.
So when you look in the field, right, do you see a lot of examples of artists being original and there being real value there? Because I don't consider Kendrick Lamar as the status quo. That is like a unicorn. That's not there's not 5 Kendrick Lamars walking around. So do you think originality is still valuable?
Yeah, definitely. Because my favorite songs are on SoundCloud, right?
Okay.
That probably nobody ever heard of. Or
before, let me make sure I'm saying the question correctly.
Okay.
Do you see examples of originality still being valuable?
Yeah, but I don't think they're being championed as much. Like they still grind.
So give me some names. It doesn't even have to be people that are mainstream. Just people. It could be local, regional.
Yeah. I can give you
any level where it's like these
shit.
people are making music that is adding to the space, or even making music that they can provide a life for themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 different things.
Yeah. Well, give me some both.
So I'll tell you just like artists that I like personally.
Okay.
That's grinding and trying to make their way. Jersey artists, of course, too. So Hans, you know Hans.
Yeah, I know Hans. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Pootie, Freddie Stone, Lord Cartel, Jay from Jersey, myself. It's just like a lot of guys who are just doing their own thing in the space.
And still in the process of progressing up.
Exactly.
So what are some examples of people who are in a different area in their process and maybe have a place now where there's value that they can grab and see, or people can see them? Like, okay, this person has created a niche of originality that's marketable.
Off top, probably Larry June.
Okay.
Somebody that I've seen I've been to one of his shows maybe 2015, 16 maybe, and it wasn't that lit.
Yeah.
And now I went to a show last year.
I got on him, during the pandemic.
Okay. And that's when he started to get to the point where...
And this is like early pandemic, like maybe like first few weeks. That was when I found out about Larry June.
Yeah.
And it was somebody dropped his tape I don't even remember what the project was. He was sitting on a car.
Yeah.
And it was like real smooth music to listen to as I'm driving through the world that's ending. So that was a cool kind of understanding, like originality. I would say some examples that I've seen. So you say Larry June, I would say Russ.
Oh, I've listened to Russ.
I would say Russ too.
Like early on, but I'm not too familiar with his catalog. But I see where you...
And I'm not even talking about quality of music now. I'm just talking about success in terms of that they are making a way for themselves where they can sell shows, do merch, and provide a kind of an area in life for them to provide for themselves and only be about music.
Okay.
Because I think you say Larry June, like the people that are like sort of mainstream, but they have an original or less often used manner of how they have, gotten to that area.
I could put Rock Marcy in that conversation.
Okay.
You familiar with him?
No, not really.
Oh man, he's been doing this for a long time, and I think the last album he dropped with Alchemist is maybe like the magnum opus of opening up to him to like other,
check him out,
other
Rock
areas.
Marcy. What is it, rap or is it like?
Yeah, it's rap, but it's like niche rap. Like it's some shit, man.
No, I'm when it comes to music, I really if the song bumps, I'm gonna listen to it. I listen to all types of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, listen to his. He got a song called Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. Okay.
Fucking crazy.
Okay. Quantum Leap, Rock Marcy. We'll do. So and this is specifically to you.
Okay.
We're talking about originality and the marketing of it and the value that it brings to whatever space of art you're in. For your own creations, whether it's sculptures, merch, music, what does that mean to you? Originality, like how do you define that and how does it exemplify it in the work that you find yourself doing for your own career?
Like I said, just doing what feels like natural to me. Like if I feel like I'm doing it because somebody else wants me to do it or because someone else is like influenced it, it's not original, because it's not my thought. Somebody else might have said like, yo, I think you should do this. And if I feel like, yo, you know what, I was thinking about that, I'll do it. But like a solid definition would probably just be like whatever is you, like whatever comes from you, whatever's coming from your mind, your heart, your spirit, whatever that's telling you to do, and that's what you put into the art. That's what it is.
So it's almost like the soul of your music, like what makes the music that Dunn creates is originality is embedded into that. Because without
it's me.
It's the essence of your art. Yeah.
Like I'm literally rapping from my point of view. What I did that day, where it had me mad, what my girl did, I thought that was funny. Let me put this in the rap. You know what I'm saying? What I ate, and all of that combines into a song, and it's my mind.
Was there a specific like record or project where you realized that being who you are was the way you wanted to do this?
Yeah, probably from my first song. Like the first one I ever wrote, I had got fired from my job, and I wrote a rap, kind of a diss track to the management and just how I was feeling.
He took it personally.
Yo, the shit started off with like, first off, I don't fuck with you niggas.
Oh, you was in the Tupac. He was channeling the Tupac.
Praying on my downfall, like there was no gravity.
Okay.
I started from the bottom. How the fuck is you mad at me?
Okay.
And then from there it was like, oh, all I got to do is just rap about like how I feel, and it's easy because I'm not overthinking. I'm not trying to think of like some elaborate shit that like, yo, this shit is like some crazy shit that nobody's ever heard of. Like, nah, just.
I think it's interesting that you kind of referenced that first record of yours. And what was the name of it?
Confess.
Confess.
Yeah.
I think the easiest and the hardest thing to be is yourself, because it's easy because it's natural.
Right.
Like I can wake up and be myself. I don't have to try to do anything else. This is who I am. But it's hard because there's no shield to hide behind. If the world doesn't like this, they're choosing to reject everything that is about you.
Damn.
And I think as humans, that can kind of be a little nerve-wracking. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Damn, like y'all just don't like who I am. So it's easier now, sort of. Let me be something else. Let me be something else that's accepted easier.
It's funny because you can see that within like certain people, but with social media, niggas can get on there and become whole like personalities. That's not natural to them. Like you can see like someone's page and like, yo, they're a certain way, and then in person they're totally different. It's like, oh, that's a character.
Yeah.
They are. But back to your point of like that's the easiest and hardest thing to be. I've been realizing this for myself and like kind of discovering, like rediscovering who I am. Because what I liked 2 years ago, I don't like now.
Yeah.
So let me figure out what I like, and let me make sure that it's in my soul. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm still catering to the kid that I once was, but make sure that the adult version that I will be are gonna be the same person.
So the theme of, you know, our discussion has been originality. Why do you think we're seeing so many reboots, so many reinventions of work, almost like bringing back to life classic ideas or ideas that have proven success, as opposed to more standalone and fresh kind of art? And this is like, I feel like across all industries, music, movies, TV shows.
Yeah, even clothes. They
even
like
clothes.
revamp
Like,
this shit.
why do you think we're seeing so much of old instead of new ideas?
Damn. One, I would say maybe because like somebody's like, yo, I could do that shit better. You know what I'm saying? With technology or just like certain mindsets, maybe they think they could do it better. But another thing, I would say like from a movie standpoint, because I just seen that they about to do a reboot of Color Purple.
Yeah.
But they're doing a musical. I never seen the musical.
Won't be watching that.
Nah, it looked cool. The cast is crazy, but it's like the musical now, not the original story that we know. It's something else. But it's one of those things where they're telling stories in a different way, right? But it's like you can reference this back to the original. So now, from the marketing standpoint, it's like, yo, we could just say like, The Color Purple, the one that you love, is a new reimagined story. What else they came out with? The Little Mermaid, a live action. Like, yo, the story you love, but we're reimagining it this way.
But see, I'll say this. I do think live action is a little different, only because the story's the same.
Okay.
They were just showing you from what would this look like if they were real people.
Right.
But but the music, like making a musical of something that wasn't, that is a new invention.
Well, no, I think the original story is a musical.
I'm talking about The Color Purple.
No, I'm saying the original one is a musical.
That's news to me.
Yeah. But I think, and that's why they're doing it, because like, yo, this was maybe 90s, 80s, whatever it came out, and we're gonna do it this way. But it's weird because I think there is a lack of original stories being pushed to the masses. But then again, it's easier for someone like me who I like finding like new movies, new music and shit that's maybe not privy or
to
mainstream.
Like the common consumer.
Exactly. Like the last movie I saw that was like that had me geeking was, I want to say Nope, but it was something like other than that I've seen. But it was one of those movies that I seen like, damn, this is like an original movie.
Yeah, I've never seen nothing like Nope before. Either.
Exactly. And like, yo, this is like a twist on something. Like we all seen alien movies and shit like that, but
not in this capacity.
Exactly.
Like how many times as a kid have you looked up and that cloud kind of looks like something.
Yo, for like a month I didn't look up. I'm like, yo, I'm not looking at no clouds for like a month.
But I even think something you touched on that I think is a deeper point too. I'm not sure if there's lack of new ideas or there's lack of new ideas that markets are willing to push. Because definitely, I do think, like, we know this will work, right? This looks like it has some promise, but what happens if I push 10 million into this album or 100 million into this new movie and it flops?
And then they putting profits over the.
It's like there's no real willingness to really sort of do trial and error if it's not a proven concept. Yeah. People will rather fail at something that's been done rather than fail at something that hasn't been done.
That's a bar.
And it doesn't make sense in this field because everything we consumed from a media perspective is there because someone went out on a limb and said, you know what, let's bring the choir when we rap. Or let's do country and let's do hip hop. Let's try something new and then we get classics.
Something that's not safe.
Exactly.
Right?
So, and if we didn't continue to push the envelope, half of our classics wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So.
And to that point, I've been thinking a lot about like samples, right? Like think of a lot of like songs from the early 90s, 2000s that's been sampled of a song that's already, and now they're sampling the sample.
Which is insane.
Right. And then now it's like, damn, we're at that point now where it's like, yo, is this the end of like what we know? Like how are we gonna keep innovating if they're just gonna keep reaching back and doing what's safe, right? Yeah. Sampling samples.
Yeah, no, I think I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And just to kind of wrap up, when someone, you know, checks out Dunn's music, what do you want them to take away from the guise of you being your original you? Like if someone says, who is Dunn? And what does originality mean to him?
Yeah.
In one sentence, or maybe a few, how do you answer that?
Oh, easy. That's a cool motherfucker. That's it.
All right, well, you heard it here. This is Inside the Vibe. I'm here with Too Cool Dunn.
Yeah.
I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
No doubt.